Welcome to Sage-Based Wisdom. I'm Jana Schmieding.
And I'm Brian Bahe.
And we are podcasting to you from the sacred homelands of the Sherman Oaks Veterinary Clinic.
And the CVS in Echo Park. Today we have a very special guest. You've been asking for her, audience. You've seen her name on Ghosts,
Rutherford Falls,
Sex Lives of College Girls,
Schitt's Creek. She's a writer, producer, and I'm trying to push her into being an actor, but I don't think she's going to go for it ever. No.
Definitely an influencer.
She's written novels and short stories, and she's just an excellent friend.
I sit next to her every single day.
You do?
At work, yeah.
Oh my God.
I see her scrolling Deadline.
That's most of my influencing is on Brian.
Scrolling Deadline. Yeah. Give it up for Rupinder Gill.
Honored to be here.
Our friend and relative.
Honored.
How are you doing this lovely Saturday afternoon?
I'm great. Excited to hang with my buds.
Yeah.
It's February. Valentine's Day is just around the corner.
We might get some rain tonight, which is a good thing because we've been experiencing an extraordinary dryness that has led to fires in our great city.
We are living inside of a fire, so
Yes.
Some rain would be nice.
Yes. And it looks rainy. It looks like it wants to dump.
Now, if listener, you detect an accent, you're absolutely right. Rupinder is Canadian.
And I am savagely made fun of at work for my quote-unquote accent. I'd say I'm saying the words correctly with the U in color and neighbor, and perhaps others are saying it incorrectly, but agree to disagree.
I've never heard you say a boot.
Because nobody does, Jana. Thank you for backing me up here. But somehow at work, every word I say is repeated back to me with the correct pronunciation.
I will say this. That's racism. And here's why I'm going to say that. Because you are an Indian. You are of Indian ethnicity. Is it ethnic? You are an ethnic Indian. Not Native American, but right. I have also adopted. Yes. Husband and I have adopted Rupinder also as Native American.
Member of the tribe.
Yes, we are on a text chain called Three Little Indians.
Yes. And I will say that if you have a hint of an accent, it is an Indian accent. Do your parents have accents?
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Very thick.
Yes.
Less thick now, but, they grew up in India. And I learned to speak English by watching TV because nobody spoke English at home. So I learned it before I went to school just from watching Welcome Back, Kotter, the greatest educational tool for any child.
So I claim racism.
To your
other
coworkers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you can tell them that I said that. And also, please ask them to hire me. Would love to be on the show, Ghosts. You're racist, the writers.
Jana as a ghost who died of
died on the Oregon of celiac on the Oregon Trail.
Yeah, celiac on the Oregon Trail before it was a known thing.
Rupinder, we on this podcast are going to be giving our listeners some advice cultivated indigenously from our experience in having a vast sunglasses collection.
And having size 8.5 feet.
Yes. Very knowledgeable.
I think that's all the qualifications people are looking for advice for their life.
100%.
So that checks out for me.
So first we're going to find out what kind of advice we are getting on the algorithm.
Yeah. What's some advice you've been getting, Jana?
Okay. I'll show you. Here's some that just came to me today.
Ooh.
Basically, 3 things that you should stop doing immediately if you want to be happier. Number 1, you have to stop regretting the past. There's nothing you can do about it. Don't forget the past. You can learn from it and get better from it so you don't make the same mistakes, but you got to stop regretting the past. Number 2 is stop worrying about the future. Psychologists have found that 85% of what you worry about on a daily basis will never happen. That's a waste of your energy. That's a waste of your time. And then number 3, stop looking for your happiness in other people. Other people cannot make you happy. It is absolutely impossible. Happiness is 100% an inside job.
It's an inside job.
But then what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
I feel like those are like all the things that I know.
That's my full day. So now how do I fill it?
Yeah, I'm like in a void at that point.
I think that these 3 pieces of advice are sort of, none of them are get a cat. And that's where I disagree. You want to find happiness? Get yourself a fucking animal.
Well, he said to not look for it in other people. He did not specify animals. So I
Right.
think that might still fit the bill.
Exactly.
I'm team turtle, I think. As much as I'm like, yeah, I want a dog this year, I am like, it's more realistic for me to get a turtle.
I would love that for you.
I think a turtle would change my life
You do?
in a little way, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a turtle in mind?
A tiny one.
A small one. But what if
I don't want a big one.
it's going to grow? You want the turtle to grow.
Okay, maybe I don't want it to.
Okay, here's something that I learned about turtles. I think that they hibernate. I think that they hibernate for the winter. I think you're supposed to like kind of bury a turtle in the ground.
Whoa.
I think you've killed more turtles than you believe you have, having read some false science.
Okay, maybe I have, but do your research,
I
Brad.
bet, I mean, I'm sure it depends on the breed of turtle, but.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if like a sea turtle hibernates,
Right.
but
Yeah. I feel like the man in this video is kind of, I want to know who he's talking to. I think he's talking to other men. The vibe of the video is like, I'm a man giving advice to other men about how to be happy.
100%, and I agree with that because the first person I thought about when this man was giving out advice was I should send this to Steve,
Oh no.
who is famously a man.
Your boyfriend?
And my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because I do think that I have had to tell him on a couple of occasions. It's in the past.
I feel like a lot of men struggle with happiness.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Why? Are they
don't
looking
know.
into the past and into the future too much?
I think they're probably looking to the past and the future. I think a lot of male happiness is linked to people's fathers.
Oh.
I feel like the male happiness is ultimately fatherly approval.
Uh-huh.
I think that's the source of it.
Oh, yeah.
I
That
think,
makes sense.
and I'm willing to fill that role.
Ooh,
As-
daddy.
I'm willing to give men happiness as their father.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I like this.
So you're voiding his third tip, and you're going to be the other person they can seek happiness from.
Yeah.
As playing the role of daddy.
I'm going to step in, yeah. At a certain point, you got to step in. I'm not the father who... I'm not the stepfather. I'm the man who stepped in. What's that saying? Stepped up.
That's beautiful, even though you said it so badly.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah.
Love the sentiment, hated the way you said it.
Yeah, but it's there. I'll figure it out.
Of past, future, or looking in happiness in another person, Rupinder, which one are you guilty of the most?
I
These
do
days.
love to regret. I will regret everything I've said in this hour. The second I leave the door.
Well, aren't you lucky it's going to be online and
I
for
can't
everyone
wait for it to
hear?
be immortalized. Yeah, I think I don't look that much into the future because famously, as you know, I don't want to live that long. Hope to be dead by 60. I think anything past
60?
that is hubris, really.
Whoa.
I don't have that much to do. I'm already quite bored.
Okay.
There's not going to be that many good shows coming
Right.
out.
Right.
I've done enough in life. I'm good.
Yeah.
But I
you
think
started with Mr. Cotter.
yeah,
and-
I've seen them all at this point. Once Severance is finished this season, I could be good to go.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I don't think that much about anymore. But past, I do always look at could I have done something differently. I get past it half the time because, as you know, I'm on deadline quite a bit. Looking to see if Brian's adopted a turtle and if anyone has written about it. But I think the regret part is part of it. But I think that's also a childhood thing of I was never allowed to really make mistakes. So I feel like it comes down to thinking, what mistake did I make that
set you on this course?
Exactly. This terrible course that has led me to this living room.
Yes, this fucking horrible existence that we're living at this moment.
With this Icelandic water in front of you.
Exactly. And that was $6, so I already regret that.
Oh, I know that those are $6 because I see them at the airport and I'm like,
I know.
You're not tricking me.
These
I know
were
you're
airport
from
prices.
Nestle.
No, but it has good pH.
Yeah.
You can see.
My pH is quite solid.
Yeah.
Brian, what about you? Of the three things, past, future, or happiness in another person, which are you most guilty of?
Oops.
Did we get that?
I would say future. I'm always like, what's around the corner, and how do I prepare for it?
Ooh.
When it's like you don't really
dreading
know.
it?
Yeah, I don't know if dreading's the right word, but definitely I'm more like I'm on my toes. I'm never like, arms wide open.
Yeah.
It's more a little bit like shielding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Protecting yourself.
I'm putting my hood up.
You got
Sunglasses on.
What are you worried about?
I don't know. Just like the unknown a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like what's going to happen?
This political moment must be hard.
It's a little bit hard. It's more just like the day to day.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, I think it's just crazy that we don't know what's going to happen.
I agree.
But you got to put one foot in front of the other.
I'm with you. I'm a future. Looking ahead, and I'm not dreading it. I am desperate. I want to be. Here's my current thing. This is my therapy was all about this last week was I'm not rich enough. I want more money. And I'm not ashamed to admit it.
7 figures.
7 is a lot, but I would take it.
Before taxes.
Yeah. Here's what I want. 6 figures. And just to make a living. There's people outside that are gawking at my cat. It's nothing, you guys. It's just my cat. He's so cute.
They might have money.
If they live here, they don't. I just want more. Here's my thing. I want as much money as I am working for. And that's not happening right now. I'm not making as much money, as much time as I'm putting into the things that I'm putting into. Does that make sense?
For sure.
I'm not getting paid what I'm worth is what I'm saying.
Do you think it's possible that you will be one of those people that's like, what's the thing? it's like when it's like somebody gets paid $500,000 for like a drawing that took them 10 minutes to make. And then they're like, yeah, but you have to count in all the years that it took me to hone that skill.
Yes. I think that is sort of kind of that is sort of the acting and beating part of my personality. Like the artsy fartsy part is like you get paid for large chunks of money all of a sudden, and then you go months and months without getting paid at all. That's what this industry is like. And I think the same is true for writing too. Like, in a writer's room, unless you have an overall deal with a studio where you're getting paid consistently throughout the year.
Which Rupinder has.
Well, not as per deadline. I've seen nothing. But I agree with you, Jen. I feel like this is a dream we've all wanted, but then when you're in the reality of it, you realize it's difficult mentally because it's never stable. So you have to just kind of be okay with the fact that there's zero stability to this. When it's good, but when it's bad, you've no clue if you're fully out, if you're ever back in, if it's going to be okay. And yet you have to somehow remain creative. And if you write comedy, you have to stay funny. And it can become a little bit impossible to do that at times.
Yes. Damn. So I'm looking into the future thinking, here's my current dream. I have a new dream. Do I open a coffee shop?
Yes.
That is also, it's like an espresso. I can make baked goods for my coffee shop.
You're a great baker.
I love baking. I can make little treats and little snacks. And then also it's like sort of an event space for comedy. There could be comedy there, not improv comedy, stand up.
Wow.
Or
line in the sand.
yeah, no improv fuckers. No improv, stand up comedy or music, a music venue.
Okay.
And so it's not only is it a sort of a coffee hangout work space, it's also a bit of a retail space for Native artists.
Would this be here in LA?
It's hard to imagine having anything in LA right now. Because it would require that I am making enough money to do that. I've thought about Portland, but that would require me to move to Portland and do it there. Not necessarily, but I would love to have it here in LA. I would love my whole life to be here in LA.
Yeah.
It just so happens that all of the things I want to do here in LA are kind of like...
Sunday night would be Rupinder night, where she's on an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
Oh!
Serenading.
But I'm just reading the Deadline headlines. But it's very melodic.
It's a melodic Deadline
And Brian's
headlines.
turtle is on a harmonica.
Oh!
Harmonica,
It's a sold-out show.
Top hat. Yeah. Yeah, we can make it happen.
Listen, there's so much dream to be had in the future. And so I am looking into the future and I'm just grabbing those dreams and I'm stuffing it in my pockets and I'm thinking constantly, how do I fucking get rich enough to execute these dreams? Because they all require investment.
They require investment. I think maybe...
Do I sell my body?
Potentially. Or a GoFundMe.
I would rather
Those
sell
are the
my body
only
than
two options.
GoFundMe.
Yeah, those are the only two options. And I think if you combine them, you can
Do
make
I
it
sell
work.
my dirty underwear to incarcerated
Absolutely.
people?
I think you need to give it to them.
I'm trying to make money here.
If you're selling your underwear to anybody, sell it to some weirdo and...
Yeah, tech billionaires.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not Altadena.
Not Altadena.
The other space that's near San Francisco. I forget what it's called.
Palo Alto.
Yes, Palo Alto.
Oh, yeah.
Sell to those
Sell my
weirdos.
dirty underwear to the weirdos in Palo Alto.
Yes.
Okay.
And let them know it's for a, coffee shop /
eventually. Yeah.
comedy, not improv space.
Not exactly. Okay, great.
We did do, remember that AI inspired manifesting that we did?
Yes. It was an AI driven goal setting session
For 2025.
for 2025, which
Yeah.
I loved.
Very personal.
And I'm sure it took hundreds of gallons of water when we did that.
Yeah, we are part of the problem.
We are part of the problem, but only that one time. Only for the new year.
We'll figure it out.
We're all part of the
What's your goal for
problem.
2025?
Brian, where do I begin? Where do I end? I don't know. I don't love setting goals because then I don't love feeling like, oh, I didn't do that thing. And so I just want to keep going on the same path I feel like I've been going on the past few years, which is just going forward in the things that I've been trying to do. I've been trying to write a second book for many a year, and I have written half of a new one, which I want to write as a movie and then direct, because I've directed a few things now with the ultimate goal of directing specifically this book into a movie.
Ooh.
So cannot probably pull that off in 2025 because you got to make a living. So you got to do a day job, but when Jana gets all this money
Right.
from the underwear sales, I'm hoping that once the cafe's open, there's a little bit left over to kind of keep me afloat.
Oh, yeah.
To write this book and finish it.
Absolutely.
That would be my goal, because I feel like writing already is such a solitary thing, and then when you're writing a book, it's the most solitary thing, and no one's asking for it, frankly. No one just needs you to write a book, or no one wants it.
I am.
Thank you,
I
Jana.
am.
We've got one sale here.
Yeah, and you know what? At the coffee shop, I will...
Excuse me, my driver is here.
At the coffee shop, I will allow you to work as a barista and make a living wage. And then when you get off work, you can just sit in the coffee shop and type away.
What a nice little existence.
Yeah.
I like that.
Directed by, written by, starring Rupinder Gill.
No. I have such admiration for actors. I mean, as you know, I think living in Los Angeles, I already have full face and body dysmorphia just living in this city. So I need not get into anything that will make me fully...
Look at yourself more?
Yes, 100% crazy. I have such admiration for actors doing it because the scrutiny is insane and I could not handle it.
Yeah.
Rupinder, ally.
Ally.
Ally to the actors.
Ally to the actors.
And boy, do we need them.
And especially the single male actors. I'd like to put that out there.
I will say my experience being a barista is that one time I interviewed to be a barista. And before I interviewed, I went on YouTube and I watched how to use an espresso machine because I didn't know how to use one. And then I went in for the interview and he's like, all right, come back here behind the counter. And he's like, make me a cappuccino. And I like vaguely remembered how to do it. I kind of like managed to worm my way through it. And it was like rough.
That's intense.
Yeah.
But then
interview.
also it came out okay. And I was like, wait, this doesn't look bad. And then he's like, okay, do it again. And then that time I fully blew it. I was like pressing buttons. Like steam was coming out.
Did he even tell you how to use the machine before doing that?
He assumed, because I told him I had like 10 years experience.
Oh, you left that out of the story.
Oh no, that is the applicant's nightmare is that exact thing where
I'm not gonna get it with
we're
no
all
experience.
lying on these
Like
applications.
10 years, Brian. Why didn't you say 3 months?
Years.
If I'm gonna say 2, I may as well say 10.
And this is why this is my favorite person to sit beside at work.
Oh, I know.
And then he did have to intervene and like turn off the machine and be
So
like,
you broke the machine
I
at
may
this
have
coffee
broken the
shop.
machine.
Broke it, yeah.
He's like, look, I can tell you don't have a lot of experience, but we're willing to train you.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a story. That's not the ending I thought would happen here. I like
I know.
that.
Did you
right?
work there?
No, I ended up getting something else, I think.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well,
But my dream is to actually be a barista.
it was my high school job all through high school was a barista. I worked at 3 different places that made coffee.
We actually need to get to a call.
Yeah, we really do.
I'd actually like to see Brian make a cappuccino instead.
Do you know the difference between a latte and a cappuccino, Bri?
No.
Let me tell you. Cappuccino, more foam than milk. Latte,
That makes sense.
more milk than foam.
Sorry, why are you talking down to him? He has 10 years of experience.
So sorry. I realize you have more experience than I do, even.
Okay. We're doing
All right, that one.
this one first. Okay.
Yeah, here we go.
Hey, I love your show, and I was calling to get some advice about how to force myself to do work that will help me keep my job when I'm having a really hard week. For example, this week was the inauguration and the fires, all that. So help me. Love you. Bye.
When we heard this, we thought of you, Rupinder.
Yes.
Honestly, it's because I'm barely doing any work at work.
No. It's because all of these. I was like, is this Rupinder calling?
You managed to persevere.
It is very relatable. I was going to say this is a very relatable question because it's generally hard to do work because I'd love to be lying down 24/7. As Jana knows, she's been in my home. Most of the art in my home is of women lying down.
Also, we share the trait of just wanting to lie down
Yes.
literally all day. In
Mostly,
fact, if we
yeah.
could do our work lying down.
That would be ideal. I always say a writer's room should just be 2 futons.
But wait, so 2 people are lying down?
No, we're all just on the futon, Brian.
lying down together.
We can't all fit on a...
Let me try it on Monday and you'll see what you think. But I feel this question deeply because I do think it is so hard to keep going when there are a million things going on in the world. And once again, you just have to work as if nothing is happening.
And in our case, write comedy.
Yes.
For television.
And pretend you find the life in the world funny when you are sad inside and the world is sad and things are going terribly.
Yes.
So I feel like this wonderful caller has to be a little bit easy on themselves because it's very hard to do work when you're feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's almost impossible. A thing that I do is acknowledge this is kind of an impossible time to do any work.
Yes.
I can't believe I have to do work right now. My mind is absolutely anywhere else. And I do a little reward system of this has to get done. I don't want to do this, but this has to get done. So what do I do to get myself through just the next hour?
A treat.
A treat.
A treat.
Sometimes that's all it takes because there's nobody who is able to compartmentalize to the point where they can just forget the world is the state that it's in and do whatever job they have to do. So it is kind of impossible for those 8 or 10 hours you're working to have to shut out the whole world. So I do think you have to just know you have this task to do, which is going to be very, very hard for you to do with everything that's going on. How do you get yourself through it? What's the reward you can give yourself for even getting through 1 hour of it? And then after that hour of it, you're already an eighth of the way through.
That's true. I feel like
Increments.
I've kind of learned from you in a way, but not really. I kind of do this on my own. Laying down's huge.
Like whenever you need to?
Whenever you need to. If I'm at home, I'm in bed.
Oh, yeah.
I'm no longer sitting up.
I mean,
Sitting
this
is no
couch
longer an option.
is a bed,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And it beckons you to lay down.
And I think laying down, if you can like when you want to lay down, you want to just lay there. But if you can manage to just like
Yeah.
pull the laptop in front of you,
Yeah.
you can get a little bit of work done.
Well, I'm also curious what this person's job is. And I do want to hold for one moment because Shazi's doing this thing that he does pretty much every time Brian and I meet, which is he wants so badly to sit on Brian's lap and
It's
just
pretty cute.
It's the cutest thing, and Brian hates it.
I'm allergic.
He
allergic
says he's
also.
allergic.
Are you allergic to turtles, though? Should you check that out?
As far as I know, I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's kind of part of the attraction. No,
No, it is. I think cats love me because they know
Yeah.
that I can't
They
have
know
them
they
around
can't
me.
have you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Shazi what he really wants is just to be Brian's best friend.
Don't we all?
And it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
I'm sorry, Shazi.
Sorry, Shazi. I think it is going to happen, though.
I kind of am watching it happen.
It's a
I don't
slow. It's a
think it
slow
is.
breakdown, but Shazi has a charm. He does have a charm. Okay, so you're saying to this caller, what if their job is, let's say, retail?
Okay.
They're just trying to get through the fucking day. Rupinder, I don't want to, blow the lid on your situation, but your home was affected by the fires and your vehicle.
Yes, my back gate did blow off and crash into my car. Yes.
And you had some roof.
My roof did also
damage
blow off. Yes, parts of it.
from the wind.
Yes.
So you have been going to work and also having to think about this situation, in your world. I mean, I'm not saying that it's you're homeless now or anything.
No.
But I'm saying that's a fucking drain on the
Yes.
capacity.
Yes. I mean, listen, my situation so much better than other people's who have lost their homes and can't go back to their homes, but it still was a distraction because there was a bunch of things that I had to get done and fix and sort out, and you still have to go to your job because this job has to happen
Yeah.
and the thing has to happen and the whole world doesn't shut down and people outside of this city are just functioning and going on because their city's not on fire. And so it does take some sort of compartmentalization and an understanding of, okay, everything is kind of really haywire and bad right now, but I don't really have a choice but to still work. So how am I going to be able to do that? And frankly, I wasn't doing the greatest work, but I think you also have to be a
I
little.
disagree.
Thank you.
I also disagree, and I don't even work with you, but I know you're brilliant no matter what.
Well, I think you just have to be a little bit easy on yourself too, because what person can work through it? You can't ask that of yourself.
I'll tell you who can. The girl who was at Trader Joe's, the woman who at Trader Joe's, I went to Trader Joe's the day after the election. It was, it was like the night of the results of the election.
You got champagne to celebrate?
Yeah, I was just crying into my champagne all night long. I went to Trader Joe's the next day, and I was just like, ugh. And I said something to the woman who was ringing up my groceries, something along the lines of, "Isn't it crazy that we have to be at work today?" And she was like, "Why?" And I go, And I was looking for some camaraderie. And she looked me dead in the eyes, and she had absolutely no fucking idea what I was talking about.
Maybe her guy won.
And I thought for a second, there's no way.
I will say, I did forget it was like inauguration day for a second.
I did because the fire. So that's the thing. We had a greater distraction than the distraction I was waiting for. That was going to be awful.
Yeah.
We had a worse awful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I am that woman, I think. And she is me. It was me in a wig. I do work part-time at Trader Joe's.
Didn't get that barista job. Went right to Trader Joe's to apply.
Because I was like, I do have 10 years experience working in cash register. Bing, bong, boom.
Big
Do it again.
Yeah. I did work at a pizza place, and the cash register was not connected to how you rung in stuff. So there were... Any night I worked there, I would just like steal so much from this pizza place. And there was one, but I would redistribute the wealth. I would divide up all the money I stole. I put it in the tip jar. And then at the night we would split it up between like me, the cook, and then there was usually a third person there. And there was one night when I kind of went a little crazy, and every other order I was putting it in the tip jar. And so when I divided it, it was like 150 for each person. And they were like, I don't think this is right. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to cool it.
I don't think Brian should work at the cafe.
I don't think so either. But you know what? You are hired to run the tech for the comedy shows.
Okay, great.
For all the non-improv comedy shows
I
that
love
we're doing.
running tech.
I used to steal from the coffee shops. I would have so much free coffee, and also chocolate, if that was a thing, or scones or whatever.
You got to skim.
I was always skimming.
Not me, cashier of the month, 2 different months at Walmart. Also got a Walmart scholarship for college.
No way.
Fuck.
I am trash.
What is it?
When I tell you she's the most Native American of all of us.
What does cashier of the month entail? You kind of...
It doesn't entail much because my friend who would win it every other month basically would ring in 3 items, close her till, then just gossip for the rest of the day. So you start at the highest number and it goes down as the day progresses. So she just stayed at the highest number because she didn't do any work, which was quite genius on her part. But,
I see.
you know, that 10% discount at McDonald's does not hurt.
Okay.
I'll take any discount I can get.
Yeah, I see that you give yourself one quite a bit.
This was years ago. I'm a changed person.
A lot of the printer paper at work is missing, Jana. I don't know if I should be looking.
I'm stealing from Target all the time. And you know what? Now that Target is anti-LGBT or anti-DEI officially.
I did not know that.
Drug
That's
enforcement?
Anti-drug enforcement and inclusion. They are getting fucking stolen from. Listen, you can arrest me now, cops. I'm going to Target.
I'm calling
ASAP.
it. Stealing's gonna make a comeback.
It should be. We have to get by somehow.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this recently because I went to Target not knowing that to buy stuff to donate to the LA mission. And I thought to myself, hey, wait, why isn't this gigantic company donating anything to this situation instead of just us private citizens? That's a podcast for a whole nother day.
Yeah.
But I did think that over and over again as we're all going and buying the things that people need when there are billion-dollar companies who can provide those things themselves
Very
for just
easily.
one city.
Literally,
Yes.
Elon could actually give everybody a home. That has been.
I'm not counting on him, but I'm just saying,
he's not doing it. Though.
Target could put all their air filters in their parking lot, turn them on, and really change the air quality of the city.
That's so true.
So
one
true.
giant outlet.
Yes.
God. Okay, Rupinder, are you ready for our next caller?
Yes.
Here we go. It's a short one,
Okay.
and it's not even poses a question, but Here we go. Oh, sorry.
Sleep. It's important. I wish it worked better for me. I get plenty of sleep hours-wise. I wish I woke up feeling better. I'm always exhausted every day. Just feel exhausted. I don't know if it's a side effect of medicines I take or maybe it's a side effect of old age. I don't know. Anyway, it's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I still feel exhausted. So, sleep. Yes, it's very important.
A beautiful message for
Amen.
the ages. Timeless. Evergreen, as they say.
Yeah, I love sleep. I never feel like I get enough of it. I think I went to bed at 3 a.m. last night. And I don't know why.
That crushes my soul.
I just like couldn't fall asleep.
Yeah.
And then I wake up early.
What's early for you?
8?
That's not a lot of sleep at all.
Yeah, I think we learned from one of our algorithmic advice things that men get all of their sleep. They get their energy from their testosterone, which comes from your balls. So they don't need as much sleep as women, who get a lot of our energy from our
Nighttime.
from actual sleep.
Oh, I forgot
Right?
about that. I forgot.
Well,
No,
like,
yeah, I think
it's
you're
like
right.
all hormonal, but we need like 8 to 10 hours.
Ideally 10.
That'd be nice.
How much are you getting?
Not 10. I am this caller also. I could sleep 40 to 70 hours a night. That's not a night, but doesn't matter how much I sleep, what time I wake up. I'm not a person who springs out of bed. I do not feel rested. I've started to do more in the morning, just knowing that I'm not going to do anything in the morning anyway. So it's a triumph for me when I come to work bragging, as Brian knows, that I've already been to the gym.
I can't believe that you have already been to the gym before work.
I do it a lot now because I feel like that to me I could win 6 Olympic medals, which I'll probably make my goal for 2025. But for me, waking up in the morning and doing anything is the greatest triumph of my life because I hate the morning. I do not feel rested. I will never feel rested. So to just wake up and do anything in what is my nemesis of the hours of the day is become like the best thing in the world for me.
Interesting.
But
so
I
you do
don't
feel
sleep
a sense of productivity when you do it.
Of course, because you've not even started your day. You would normally just be getting some bad quality sleep at that time.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. It's a low quality of sleep is the issue.
Ooh, yeah.
I feel it sounds kind of like your highest mountain is the
Your
morning.
Everest, really.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like, it's all downhill.
It's everything is a mountain for me because then I get home and I'm like, should I get into bed right now? Is 5:30 too early?
No, that's the perfect. As soon as I get home, I'm in bed.
I went to bed at 9 last night. I didn't go to sleep at 9. I went to bed at 9.
Best.
Do you think the bed should be a sacred space that is only for sleep? And then, but I love the bed. It's so comfortable that I like to do everything there.
Yeah, I run everything from there. And sometimes I'll make people also hang out in it with me. It's not a request I have.
And I think that's why my sleep is so bad sometimes because I'm like, I do everything in bed. So bed is no longer just for sleep. My body's like, you're awake.
When I lived in New York City, I had a king size bed. I have a queen now because my bedroom is a little bit smaller than it was back then. I had a king size bed and it was the best. And half of the bed was for the unfolded laundry that was clean.
Of course.
And the middle of the bed was for my laptop. And every night I went to bed, every night I would eat in bed, my dinner, then be on my computer.
Yes.
And my phone, and wake up next to my laundry. And it was honestly the best life I could have ever imagined.
That's my life right now. I love it.
I don't do the eating in bed that much. I do it sometimes. And I don't, I try not to do that much work in bed anymore because that's where I think you associate it with not resting. But I do the cardinal sin of having a TV in the bedroom because I love to watch movies in bed. Yes, because that to me makes me the most captive audience. It's like being in an airplane. And I find it the most relaxing.
It's gotten to the point where I actually can't watch anything sitting down. I need to be laying down.
Do you fall asleep when you are watching?
No. Unless it's like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Then I fall asleep. But like to sit on a couch and watch TV.
You're not into it.
It's like uncomfortable. I'm like, I need to be fully horizontal, which is probably one of the most unhealthy things.
I have changed my ways from my New York City ways, and now the bed is only for sleeping and fucking and scrolling. I don't have a TV up there. I do have a phone, and that's become a problem.
I can only fuck standing up now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You can. Is that true?
No.
Oh.
But still scrolling.
But still
I can only scroll standing up.
Yeah. Scrolling is never mind.
What?
Nothing.
You know what's funny? I could never scroll. If I had to give up one thing, I don't need to be on my phone. I don't have TikTok. I don't have anything.
You like leave your phone.
I leave my phone in the room.
Like
I could care less. I'm missing nothing.
Your phone's there.
Yeah, for Brian to answer my calls.
I think that's like such a healthy thing.
I just don't think I'm missing anything. I don't know why.
You're not.
You're not.
Yeah, I never feel like I've missed a single thing.
Nope. It is the foundation of this very podcast is sort of our scrolling habits and how attempting the phone is trying. The scrolling is trying to influence our lives. And
yes,
at times
for the worse.
For the worse.
I did notice today I had ordered some they're always telling you to put like magnesium spray on your feet to sleep or whatever. I somehow ordered one last night. Brian, I think you may remember this story. I had once taken an edible to go to sleep, and I woke up and I donated $1,000 to a dog charity. And that's when I was like, I can't have my phone in bed because this isn't a good idea.
Oh yeah, I get influenced all the time with the sales of shit.
It's too easy.
It's too easy.
It's so easy. And I love it.
I'm so susceptible to it.
Yeah, same.
I mean, even just the mention of McDonald's a little bit ago, and I was like, do I get some chicken nuggets right now? We had a pizza caller who talked about how she's allergic to gluten and she wanted pizza, and I was like, do we order pizza?
I was just saying I got Prince Street pizza a few days ago. They have Prince Street here now.
At the Arby's?
What?
At the Arby's?
The old Arby's building that closed.
In Pasadena?
No, the one that closed on... I think it's Hollywood.
Sacred Homelands
is now Prince
There's
Street
a few
Pizza.
different Prince Street pizzas.
There's one right over there by my Jones.
There's one in Pasadena, and I ordered it and was like, damn, this is the best pizza. It's like a pizza for 50 people.
Yeah.
But did you
get the chubby like focaccia kind of pizza? Oh,
and then I immediately was like, why would I get this $800 40-person pizza? And that's a small, but that's what I'm getting.
I mean, that's
so
the kind
yummy.
that I get from Prime is the grandma
Prime
style.
I once ordered and then called my friend furious. Why would you not tell me the pizza's this big?
Yeah.
I hate having so much extra pizza.
I love it.
But what do you do with it? Freeze it?
You can freeze it.
Oh, I never
can't
freeze
freeze
it.
it.
I just eat it.
During the pandemic,
till it's finished.
During the pandemic, I would freeze my pizza and then reheat it in a toaster oven. But you got to have an oven or a toaster oven.
It's like you eat as much as you can when you first get it. And then you put it in the fridge, and then you're like 2 hours later, you eat more.
I mean, that's how I roll with Chinese food.
That's a man ordering a pizza.
I will say in college, my second roommate, I guess sophomore year, every Sunday he would go home for the weekend. Every Sunday he would come back with like a full pizza pie.
Pizza pie.
And he would eat it for dinner Sunday night, but then he would leave it in the box on his desk just out throughout the week.
Oh my God.
And he would eat it. And by like Wednesday, it would smell so bad, but he would keep eating it.
Oh.
It was crazy.
Oh.
I hope he's well. I
hope he's alive.
Yeah. I don't remember his name, but I hope you're well.
Rupinder, before we sign off today, is there anything you would like to plug?
I got nothing to plug. I got nothing going on.
Oh!
Isn't that a nice answer for once?
A queen.
That's great. I feel like you're... Never mind.
No,
I feel like
for
it's
it.
not public information.
Go for it, Brian. You can always cut it out.
Yeah, cut it out. Let's hear it.
No, I can't.
Do it.
I have something to plug. Shazi is falling asleep on Brian's leg.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to plug
And
that
Brian's
also.
not shooing him off, and I don't know if you feel trapped, and I honestly don't care.
It's just like, yeah, I've already tried to wiggle as much as I can.
Yeah, no, he's not.
He won't
letting
leave,
you.
so I'm just going to ride it out.
And enjoy it.
I'm
Yeah.
saying new couple alert.
Yep.
Okay.
New couple alert, Shazi and Brian. That's all the time we have today. Rupinder and guests and listeners. I hope our wisdom has made your life better, and if it hasn't, we won't be issuing any refunds.
And if you or anyone you know needs advice, has a question for us, or just wants to chat about something, leave us a message. There's 3 ways to do that.
You can leave a voicemail at 657-201-9263.
You can email a 1 to 4 minute voice memo to sagebasedwisdom@gmail.com.
Or you can follow the link in the show notes or on this episode on YouTube and leave a voice memo there at that link.
And as always, we'd love 5 stars on iTunes. Leave us a review.
And I guess subscribe to this YouTube channel. And we'll continue to give you our smudgiest, sagiest solicited advice.
Hagone.
Toksha. Bye.